This is me building my business in public daily. So, how these videos are going to go is first, I want to go through some of the YouTube comments, not because I'm a business guru, but I want to create a community of other like minded entrepreneurs in progress. We could talk about things like accountability, daily habits, things that you're doing, okay? Because I'm literally uploading daily to this channel. I'm trying to make myself more accountable. I'm also going to be kind of going through some of the things that are top of mind or challenges. So maybe the reason why you clicked on this video is, talking about the sacrifices that we make along the way. How do we negotiate with ourselves what those sacrifices are? Because we're basically trading off our stuff now for something later, right? So it's like I've been struggling with that. I just really wanted to like vent and talk, not vent, but I kind of talk through that in my situation here. Maybe something that I did in the business today. And at the end of the video, we're going to be going through the important things tracker. So these are all the things inside my business that I care about the most that I will be tracking. So let's first go to the YouTube comments, okay? And womp womp, there are no comments. That's okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's get some. If you're watching this and you're enjoying, or struggling with, I should say, an entrepreneurial journey yourself, you are an entrepreneur in progress, and you relate to like the struggles of trying to figure all this out, then like let's talk about it. Let's get this community up and running. So yeah, I think the main point of this video is I want to talk about the sacrifices that we're making along the way. So where's my drawing tool? There we go. So let's see. I would say so. I started my entrepreneurial journey 3 years ago, approximately, and I had no idea what that meant when I started. For me, okay, this isn't gonna. There we go. 3 years ago, and for me, it started on YouTube. Basically, so I have a personal finance business, and at this time, all I was doing was just making YouTube videos on personal finance. Now, the problem is, and I didn't really know this at the time, but I was doing all different. I was doing so many different like niche topics. Just I was all over the place. I would do one on like I don't know debt stuff, and then how to think about money with kids. Like how do we teach kids money? And then it's like, oh, okay, well, I can tell you what I'm doing with index funds. And then it's, oh, okay, I can talk to you about, I don't know, whatever the things are. You guys get it, right? But it was like all over the place. I had no idea what I was doing. And, sorry. Oh, I lost it. Here we go. And I realized that, at this point, it's really funny when I started, actually. I thought when I first started, I told my wife what I was planning on doing, and I was like, all right, hear me out, but I'm gonna sacrifice my Tuesday nights and my Thursday nights and some weekends to make these videos, and like I think it's gonna do really really well. Obviously, we all know what happened there. That didn't work out well. I could see almost instantly that me working like 8 hours a week or something on a thing. It's like okay, well this isn't going to work. So then it kept expanding, and then it basically turned into like all right, I told my wife, I was like I have to work every single night. Once it was just our son at the time. Now we have two kids, but every night our son goes to bed, I have to work. So it was every night. So what that meant was sacrificing time with her. We used to enjoy watching shows together, whatever, and I pretty much said like maybe once a week or something we can do this, but it's not. I have to kind of reduce that priority. So her support along the way has been incredible because she didn't sign up for this, right? She didn't sign up for me to do this, but every sort of thing where I'm like, I need to like, I don't know, we have to like talk through this and figure out like our schedule, like especially on the weekends, and it's a lot with the kids. Like I obviously want to be a dad and a husband. I don't want to live by myself because of selfish business reasons and entrepreneur journeys, but I also want this thing to work. So I just had to keep renegotiating with myself all these different things. So at first it was like, okay, now my every single night is gone. I need to work on this. Um, and then it turned into just other fun things. So things like fantasy sports. Didn't want to like I was big into sports in general. Fantasy sports. I just like cut all that out. I stopped watching sports. And it's funny because the people in my life that used to talk to me about sports. I haven't really told anyone that I'm still doing this. I'm doing this entrepreneurial journey. So when they ask me questions, I just don't know that, like, they're talking about specific teams and players, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't know. I guess I must have missed that, right? You just played dumb, and um, anyway, like, so for me, it's the timing of. I've had to cut everything out. I've had to cut everything out essentially. So what ended up happening here in this situation was I made one video about it was more like world economics, which is not really personal finance. And what do I know about world economics? I know nothing. But this video started to get some views, and I was like, huh, what if I just keep making videos like this? And I basically turned my channel into this, and it was getting views, and I monetized the channel, but it was something that I just did not care about at all. Because when you talk about world economics, what ends up happening is you talk about indirectly sort of politics and stuff like that. And it's just like, I hated that and like the stuff that went on there. So this is kind of part of the journey where I had to take a break on that. And then I was like, all right, back to YouTube. But this time, I'm going to do YouTube again. So I'm going to create a whole new channel. And this time I'm going to attach a business behind it. Now, I had no idea what that meant, right? It's like, yeah, I'm going to have a business. So I did the whole thing where I like made a website. Very silly. I don't use that website anymore. I went on all the social medias because I was like, oh, this is the thing to do. This is what all the people do. They go on all the social medias. So, I had, we got the Instagram, we got the Facebooks, we got the LinkedIn, we got the X, we got all this stuff. And we're like, yes, all of this is going to funnel beautifully into my business, and I am going to be rich. And that's obviously not what happened, because what ended up happening was I was trying to continue doing all of these platforms, and I was repurposing content, etc., and taking my longer clips and short clipping them into other things, which was fine. But I was thinking about like all of these platforms because they're slightly different, right? It's like a slightly different sort of vibe on all of them, and you want to kind of get the vibe right. So then you start thinking like, ooh, well, yeah, on Instagram though I should be doing this, and X I should be doing this, and then let me take my X posts and my put them on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. And it was just like this. It was this time suck. So what I had to end up doing was I was just like, all right, I just need to focus on more things. So I stopped doing all of this stuff, and I just focused again mostly on YouTube. And then what I did was I created a personal finance community. So I'm just going to put community here. And that, obviously took more time too, because now it's like I have people coming into the community. I was helping people for free. And that took a lot of time. It was like coaching calls and stuff like that. And I had a lot of limiting beliefs. And I thought that, anyway, all this time that I had to add to this, I had to keep taking stuff back. So it was like, oh, wow, I need to do this and this and this. And then I had to really structure my schedule as best you can with 2 kids. So basically what would happen is and I've been doing this for a very long time, I wake up at 4 a.m. That's when the alarm goes off. So alarm. And then at 4:30, I need to do a workout. And these are all like pretty much hard stops because during the week, this is Monday to Friday, because I have a 9-to-5 job. And so 4:30 workout, but then a hard stop at 5:30 because I had to start working like on the business, okay? And then I had a hard stop there at 7 a.m. because I had to get ready for 9-to-5 and like kind of help the kids and stuff. And then at 7:45, I would leave for work. I'm at work all day, right? And I leave at 4:30. Go pick up kids at daycare. And then basically from like 5 to 7 is, dinner / dad time. And then 7 to say 10 is what I basically work on this stuff, trying to figure all this out. So this is my day every single day. The only content that I watch is really at work. If I'm like at my 9 to 5, just like kind of listening in the background. It's sort of like this, the YouTube. They're not all podcasts, but it's just sort of, you can consume them in podcast form. Like think, like Alex Hormozy, most of his videos, stuff like that, right? So other podcasts of just like entrepreneurial stories, I just like to listen to them and hear kind of where they started, and maybe I get a lot of ideas and stuff like that. I have like an idea list that I have it up, and then every time I'm listening to something and someone says something, I put it on there, and then I keep checking back every week or so, and if stuff still sticks with me, I keep it on and I try to figure out how do I incorporate this idea, this basic idea, into what I'm doing, or is it a distraction? Um, Saturday, Sundays, basically this. I mean, it's still the same. I'm waking up at 4, and then I like all of this. Oops, all of the all of this is basically different. So basically from like 7 to 5, it's different stuff on the weekends, whatever. But yeah, so I found for me that having the schedule be the same was so helpful for me, because now I get actually confused like during the week. If it's Wednesday, I have to genuinely think like, oh, what's today, and I don't know because my all my days are the same. So this for me was just a way to like reduce the variables, um, and even then it's like still just I feel like I have to give up more things in my life, but there's not much else to do. Like I'll watch maybe like quote entertainment content like right before bed, just to like non-thinking content sort of thing. So basically my rule is if I go to bed and I'm up for more than like 15 minutes, then I failed. So if I go to bed at say like 9:30, 9:45 or something like that, 10 o'clock, and I'm not falling asleep in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, like, so I need to fall asleep quick. Or else I like beat myself up because I'm like, damn, because if I sometimes I sit up there for an hour watching content, like, and I get mad at myself because I'm like, man, you just wasted like that hour. You could have been down here working, right? And but it's also hard. It's like, when do I know when the output of the work is suffering? And at that point, do I just get off and leave, or do I stay on? It's like slow output is better than no output, you know. So that's kind of a debate that I've also been having. It's like, okay, if my most energetic time, I would say, is like, honestly, like probably like during my workout, I guess. So probably 5 to 8. I just feel like I'm in the zone. And then a lot of times down here, it's really hard to start like working at 7 p.m. But that's the grind that I have to do, and we all have to do. Like, if you have a 9 to 5 job, you can't just not work at night. Like, you literally have to, or at least that's how I feel. Um, but yeah, I beat myself up. So I'm trying to just find all these efficiencies of like, oh man, you could have worked for an extra half an hour. But then like the alarm goes off at 4 o'clock and you just feel like death, right? But then at 5 o'clock, it's like, okay, I got my second wind again. And I really think it's just pushing myself to a limit that I don't know that I've ever like, I just keep trying to push the limits, I guess. And, cause I always tell myself at like 9 o'clock, like, oh, you're tired. You should probably go to sleep. And once that starts getting in your head, then you're like, oh wow, I am tired. And I'm trying to get those like feelings or emotions out of my head, and I just like, no, I have to just stay here until like I'm done working. Unless I'm like literally falling asleep at my desk, which has happened before, where I'm like I'm looking at my phone quickly, like to see notifications in my personal finance community, for example. And I found that like I would just like kind of doze off doing that, and that's like, okay, just fucking go to bed. You know what I mean? I Yeah. So what do you guys sacrifice? So basically, the only things that I do right now in my life are dad, husband, 9 to 5er, and business, like my business. Um, there are like, other family obligations. I call them obligations. I guess I don't feel I shouldn't. I don't have to feel obligated to go, but like it's hard when you have 2 kids. Like you want all like the grandparents and everyone to see them, and you want to. So I guess I'm dealing with that too. It's like sometimes on the weekends we do these like hangouts at other people's houses and stuff. But for the most part, it's this. This is my core, and I'm just trying to find better ways to optimize it. So if you guys have better ways, let me know in these comments here. What are you doing? What sacrifices have you made, or are continue to making, or what negotiations with yourself are you making and have had struggles with? So it's time now for the important things tracker. So I track things like the money that I've made, and kind of my growth along, my YouTube channels and my communities. So I actually want to start first with the Entrepreneur in Progress community. I know for a fact that I'm still the only person in there. One of these days, one of you guys is going to join it. It's going to be so cool. It's just I want to create a network of other entrepreneurs in progress. And I'm not a business guru. I don't know how to grow your business. I'm trying to grow mine, but it's just more, I think it's going to be helpful if we're all sort of in the same area of like, quote, starting. So whether you're making like 0K a month or 5K a month or 10K a month, like I feel like it's all pretty relatable to all of us, and we're just all trying to still figure this out, right? Let's see. So my YouTube channel here, let's see where this is at. I think we're at 4 subscribers still. Excellent. 4. My main YouTube channel, Chris Went, is at 779. Crazy growth over here. Look at this. My personal finance community, 196. There must have been a lot of people that joined today. Okay. I'll have to look into that. And then revenue. Oh, yeah. So I think I actually got a payment from school today. So let me just double check, though. I think it came through today. It's going to be so much money, you guys. You guys are going to be so impressed. Ready? Yeah. Okay. So it came through. Watch out. Ready for this? $95.83. Oh, baby. Yeah, and what I'm doing here is I'm just tracking the money that is actually going in my bank account, not like someone actually paid me $99, but because of the, transaction fees, and someone paid me $1,750 here for this. So yeah, I'm just tracking like the actual money that I made in my bank account that I actually have here. So yeah, that'll do it, guys. If you guys like these, make sure to I want to build a community here. So if you're liking this style of just me chatting about whatever the hell I'm doing, let me know, and I will see you tomorrow night.